This tale is pure fiction, crafted to pull you into a world of twists and suspense. Imagine a chilly autumn night in a small coastal town where the ocean's hum masks secrets waiting to break free. In a life built on trust, one man is about to face a truth that changes everything. What happens when the people closest to you hide the darkest lies? Get ready for a story that will keep you guessing, filled with betrayal and hard choices. Let's dive in. In the quiet town of Santa Barbara, California, Ryan Mitchell, a 43-year-old former NSA analyst turned private security consultant, had a gift for staying ahead of the game. His sharp mind could spot deception a mile away. He lived in a cozy seaside cottage with his two kids, 12-year-old Ava and 10-year-old Liam, and his wife, Elise Mitchell, a lively painter whose colorful energy brought warmth to their orderly home. Ryan and Elise met 17 years ago at an art fair in Los Angeles. Her bold paintings and free-spirited laugh hooked him, a stark contrast to his calculated, data-driven world. They built a life together, filled with family picnics by the beach and late-night talks under the stars. Their cottage, a gift from Ryan's grandfather, was a mix of Elise's vibrant artwork and Ryan's minimalist touch. Their kids grew up happy, with Ava's soccer games and Liam's science projects filling their days. To everyone, they were the perfect family. But things started to shift 3 years ago. Elise began complaining. "You're never here, Ryan. The kids barely know you anymore." Ryan was grinding 18-hour days to grow his security firm, promising it was for their future. "Just a few more years," he'd say. Elise, though, grew distant, spending more time at a local art co-op where she taught classes. There, she met Julian Hayes, the co-op's charming new manager, who filled the void Ryan's absence left. Ryan, trained to notice patterns, missed the early clues of Elise's affair. Her late nights at art events, new dresses, and sudden glow went under his radar, until he saw her phone had a new passcode. His NSA instincts kicked in. He didn't confront her. Instead, he started digging, treating her like a case. He found texts between Elise and Julian, revealing an affair that had lasted 10 months. Julian, he discovered, was a con artist who targeted wealthy women, charming them before vanishing with their money. Ryan found a draft email in Elise's account to her lawyer, planning to divorce him and take full custody of Ava and Liam. "Ryan's always absent," she wrote. Julian suggested logging every missed school event and dinner. She also wanted their cottage, a home Ryan had restored himself, complete with a hidden vault behind the bookshelf, a secret Elise never knew about. The betrayal flipped a switch in Ryan. The calm, rational man faded, replaced by someone colder, more strategic. When Elise served him divorce papers, Ryan surprised her by agreeing to move out temporarily for the kids. He rented a small apartment downtown and seemed to throw himself into work, missing court dates while his lawyer handled things. Elise, unaware of Ryan's advanced security system in the cottage, told Julian on a call Ryan monitored, "He's not even fighting for the house or the kids. He's given up." But Ryan was far from done. He was setting a trap. Ryan dug into Julian's past, finding a trail of fraud across 4 cities under different names. He also connected with Judge Clara Evans, who was overseeing their divorce. Through a mutual friend from his NSA days, Ryan learned Clara's daughter had died in a case he'd worked on. They met at a cafe talking about shared losses, never mentioning the case but building trust. Meanwhile, Ryan's contacts traced Julian's shady deals, uncovering fake art sales and offshore accounts. In court, Ryan's lawyer seemed sloppy, missing deadlines and making weak arguments. The evidence showed Ryan as a distant father, and when the divorce was finalized, Elise got the cottage, primary custody, and hefty alimony. Julian moved in days later, his own lease ending right on time. Elise thought she'd won, celebrating her new life with Julian. Elise threw a grand party to show off her victory, inviting friends, neighbors, and even some of Ryan's clients. An invitation arrived at Ryan's apartment. "Come see what you've lost. The kids miss you even if I don't." Ryan showed up at 8:30 p.m., dressed sharply, holding a small gift bag. Elise's smile wavered as she greeted him. Didn't think you'd come, she said loudly, drawing eyes. A sheriff's deputy stepped in behind Ryan holding an envelope. Elise Mitchell? He asked. She nodded and he handed it over. You've been served with a no-trespass order for this property, effective immediately. Elise laughed, confused. This is my house. The court gave it to me. The deputy shook his head. Not according to these documents. The owner wants you and your guests out by morning. Elise tore open the envelope, her face draining of color. This can't be real, she shouted. Guests stared as Ryan stayed calm. His family's lawyer, Ellen Price, stepped forward with a folder. The cottage was never marital property, she said. Ryan's grandfather placed it in a trust that reactivated upon divorce. Ryan's the sole trustee. Elise's protests were cut off by Ellen's steady voice. Judge Evans didn't have the trust details until today. The party fell apart. Julian pulled Elise aside, whispering about fleeing to his sister's cabin in Big Sur. Ava and Liam, watching from the stairs, looked lost. Dad, what's happening? Ava asked. Ryan knelt down. I filed to reconsider custody. We have a hearing tomorrow. Elise tried to interrupt, but Ryan's calm gaze stopped her. That night, Elise and Julian packed frantically, planning to escape. Ryan watched via his surveillance system. At the Big Sur cabin, a sheriff waited with an arrest warrant for Julian, tied to fraud and forged art sales, evidence Ryan had sent anonymously to the co-op's board. Elise's phone lit up with bad news. Her teaching job was gone, their joint account frozen, and photos of her and Julian from before the divorce hit social media, perfectly timed to ruin her reputation. 3 months later, Elise lived in a small apartment in Ventura, teaching art part-time. She saw Ava and Liam twice a week, their bond shaky but slowly rebuilding. Julian, facing felony charges, tried to cut a deal, but the evidence Ryan provided anonymously was ironclad. In the cottage, Ryan turned the vault into a study for the kids. One evening, Elise came to discuss summer plans. How did you pull it off? She asked, defeated. Ryan sipped his coffee. I learned in the NSA that the best plans don't need force, they need timing. I didn't make Julian's scams or your choices. I just made sure they caught up with you. Elise pressed. The trust, was it real? Ryan gave a faint smile. The Mitchell trust was real, but I added the divorce clause after finding your emails. Clara helped. A nod to an old case. Elise left, silent. Ryan looked at a photo of Ava and Liam, their smiles bright despite the storm. He'd protected his kids and his home. The analyst in him knew vigilance never ended. The father in him hoped the worst was over. This story of trust and consequences ends here, leaving us to wonder about the price of betrayal. Join us again for tales that twist and turn, diving into worlds where truth is never what it seems.